All right, this is Saturday, April 24th, 2021 in Pleasant Valley, and we're getting ready to shoot another ever popular quilt video. And so Naida's going to tell you all about her quilts.
Hi, someone was very interested in this quilt to see it out off the machine. It was on my machine on the studio. And I'm going to start doing them this way again because, like, you could do a screenshot on your iPhone or iPad and have it in your photos so that you can get ideas. So this is the string quilt. Now I wanted to do a video on exchange block quilts. I go to like 5 quilt retreats a year, and so we used to exchange blocks. So we would have a block that we would make, and it had to have a focal fabric. Someone would pick out a focal fabric, and then you would have a certain size that you would make, and everything else was up to you. So you could decide what other colors you wanted to use with it. And it was always fun because, you know, that's my thing. I like to put blocks that are made by other people together, because it's amazing how different they look when other people set them together. Now this was back in 2000, and I had decided before anybody else that I had never seen this, that I put a little flange around each block, so which is a little piece of fabric. And now I see it on a lot of quilts. So, but I did this in 2000, and then people like to see my backs. And this is actually before I started machine quilting. So someone else did this. And there is actually a label on this one because somebody made labels for everybody. So I did put that on the back. So the focal fabric on this retreat block quilt, exchange block quilt, was this fabric. So then this one we had this one. And the two that we exchanged blocks on was our So Crazy Retreat and our Liberty Retreat. And we've been going for about 22 to 25 years. I kind of lost track. Some of the years we didn't do exchange blocks, but most, you know, and we definitely haven't done any for the last several years. So like I said, you can take a screenshot if you wanted to get any other ideas. And that was what I used to do all the time, was a big friendship star or pinwheel, or sometimes it was pinwheel, sometimes it was a friendship star. This one, of course. Okay, and this one we also used to do, what do we call those? Unfinished auctions. Oops. But my cow's upside down, but you get the idea. And people would bring their unfinished projects in. And so this year the focal fabric was this here. And then my friend Candy brought all these little 2.5-inch 9 patches in. So I incorporated those into the border. And I also bought from the unfinished auction, and I told people they were going to be jealous because I was going to make a beautiful quilt out of it. I call it my ugly back quilt. So one lady put all these houses in, all these pieces, and I made them into houses, and she brought that yellow piece, so I made it into a sun. And I actually thought it was kind of neat because I used all those pieces from that retreat that year. So then I also have two friends. Julie, my friend Julie, she does everything by hand. And there's a few years I made her blocks for her.
I have a certified letter that requires.
Now back after the post lady came. So my friend Julie, she didn't like to put them together, so her exchange blocks. So I did put some of hers together and she took them back. And then she gave me the last of her blocks. She said she didn't want them back. So I made her blocks this way. So see, when you look at these quilts, they're the same blocks, but they look like completely different quilts. So Julie, you know, if you want this back, you can have it. And the only thing I did on this was I put one of the blocks on the back. I think I made extra of those, and so I just put a little block on the back. And as the years went by, fewer and fewer people did the exchange blocks. So we got fewer and fewer blocks to exchange. So, and then the Liberty retreat, we exchanged a couple of times, but really not very often. So on this one, the gold is the focal fabric, although I don't really see it. Oh no, there it is right there in that 9 patch. And I just kind of put two different fabrics together for the back on that one. I really don't like to have to go out and buy another 5 to 10 yards to make a back, so. And this one, and the focal fabric on this one is the kind of orangey color there. And then somebody made these cute little signs, and everybody signed them, and thought it'd be cute to put on the back. Okay, and here's another set that Julie gave me. This is how I set her blocks together. And of course the focal fabric is that. And see, like, this person only used it in this little piece, but it didn't matter how much you used in it, it just had to be somewhere in the block. And then I did that on the back. So this one was the way I set my blocks together. But I thought that was like, a lot of people didn't bring their blocks back put together the next year, but some people did. And it was always amazing to see how different all the quilts looked using the same blocks. And I put just some other scrap pieces back there. So this is part 1 of the exchange block quilts, and we had to do it in 3 parts because I didn't want to overpower you. So again, take screenshots if you want to try to remember how to set things together. Enjoy.